All right, it's 12:03 and we're going to go ahead and get started on our live training of the Influencer Academy Success Path. One of the lessons or sections that we have in the Success Path is setting up your cash Collabs toolkit. And the toolkit is all of the business tools that you need to run your social media services, or say social media content services like a business. So I'm literally going to just walk through these lessons because some of the feedback that we got was you guys haven't really gone into the success path, the course yet. And so we want to make that easy for you and walk through it with you, because you might have gone in there and been like, how does this work? How do I download this? So let's just go through it and show it to you. And then if you guys have questions afterwards, we can do that. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so in the set up your cash Collabs toolkit, the first thing you're going to do is set up your proposal. We've talked about this. It's your proposal lives in Canva. And whenever a brand says, hey, send me your rates, or hey, let's work together, and you need to put a proposal together, this is the way you're going to go ahead and do it. So in this section, there's download the proposal template. And you're going to go ahead and use template for a new design. A lot of you guys are hitting edit template. Go ahead and use template for new design. And this should make a copy of it. So if you see right here, it says copy of New Wave. This has actually been edited for another influencer because of the way we set this up, but it's the same template. So right here, we put the brand that we're pitching, we put their logo there, we put their name there, and then in very clear font and word, we just put the word proposal. So that is what this is, and it's very obvious, right? We do that on purpose. I want to make sure that you guys are actually seeing this. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Okay, simple to the point. The next thing is, and you'll notice that this was written, the copy on this is for tourism boards or travel destinations, but it's the same concept. You're going to have something in this section that is specific to the brand. So this is a good example because this was for, I think it was like a filtration system brand that they were pitching. And we did a quote that was actually from the family it's like a statement that says why this product is important to them. And so for them, it was clean water as a non-negotiable in our family. We rely on New Wave Enviro for that, right? So that immediately shows them that they have invested in their brand. Or in this case, they've already used it. So if you're going to a travel destination, then here is an opportunity to put something like, we love visiting, no, how about like, Lakeland has a special place in our heart because it has so many, foodie, like has so many restaurants or has so many like memories, or something like warm and fuzzy about how you feel as a family about this product or about this place. So this is an area for that, like a quote for that. Or honestly, you could take that out too if it's like getting too much. The second part, this part is where we are listing content ideas, and we've talked about this, at length, where we aren't going to be vague. We're going to give specific content ideas because we want the brand or the travel destination to know that we've done the research and we actually do want to visit there, or we actually really do care about the product. This is your place to do that. It doesn't go into like depth, but we talked about this before we sent this. I think this specifically was for Stephanie and a brand she was pitching, but we talked about this, like, why is water filtration important to her family, right? So we made up some ideas right then and there, like highlighting the great taste of coffee with filtered water. Okay, so doing a reel around, like, my coffee's better, especially if you're a coffee person, when you have like filtered water, that's like a given. Everybody knows that. So that specifically was a content idea. Fruit infused water for kids, water during their fitness routine, because Stephanie does a lot of fitness content. So how do we integrate this water brand into the content that she's already making so that it seems seamless. Clean water for cooking dinner, cleaning vegetables, you get the idea. These are where your potential content ideas go to impress whoever it is you're pitching to. Then we get right into the money, honey, and it goes to your packages. We have 3 packages in this proposal. You don't have to have 3. You could have 2. If you know, you can have 2, you can have 3, but these are just options. And so on here, we have the deliverable and the quantity. But this makes it super easy for the brand to make a choice. And there's not like, there usually isn't a lot of back and forth with this. You might have some negotiation for the, for the usage rights or the whitelisting or the exclusivity. But for the most part, you're laying it out for them. With the deliverables, they're probably going to ask you for anyway, which is at least one sponsored reel. Sometimes we're getting collaborator requests. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. A carousel post and stories. We know most brands want you to post about their product in your stories, which is where most people are looking at it anyway. And then 5 photos. Okay, so we start low. That's the minimum or the basic package. Then we go to package 2, and that's where you increase your deliverables. What did I just do? Okay, you increase your deliverables. So instead of 5 pictures, you're saying, I'll give you 10, I'll give you a short form video, and then obviously you increase your price. And then it just goes, again, it goes up from there. Package 3 is like the big mamma jamma. It's all of the photos, it's the short form video, it's 2 reels. And this, again, is like you're putting this together based on the conversation that you've had with them, like knowing what the campaign needs are. So you do want to talk to the brand about it, but for the most part, these packages are pretty basic. We know they want reels. Some variables might be cross posting. So you could ask that up front. Do we want this cross posted? And yes, you can charge, you can charge the same, you can charge more. If you cross post anyway, it's usually a value you can add in there and just think about that in your total cost. And then your final slide is a thank you with all your contact information. So the proposal is in the 3rd step of the negotiation process. So we posted the 5 steps of negotiation. Grant created a digital download for you guys that walks you through the negotiation process. So step 1, you send that pitch email. Step 2, you talk to the brand. Step 3, you send that proposal. You've talked to them, you know what you want to do, and now the proposal goes out. Okay. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Make a copy in Canva. We know if a brand needs you to change anything, you change your deliverables out, but you don't change your value, right? You can just move those around if you need to hit a certain price point with them. All right. The next part of the toolkit is setting up your invoice. Now, the video, here's your invoice template. You're going to follow that link to this Canva template. Melinda had pointed out yesterday this link wasn't working. So I went in there and created a new one. And this is something that you have to personalize. So put your logo at the top. Make sure you put the name of the company, who your contact is there. So even if you're working with like an agency, you can put the name of the brand. Like say you're working with Kraft, the name of the brand, care of, put the agency or the contact person's name that you are talking back and forth with about this partnership and their email. Go ahead and number your invoice, make sure you date it. And here you're going to put on there which delivery package they chose. So referring back to the Canva template, you offered 3 packages. What packages did they choose? Insert here. So they chose package 2. Then you're going to list all the deliverables underneath that package. So everything's laid out, and then you put a total price. That's best case scenario. If they don't pick a package and they want you to a la carte this stuff, then obviously you would be putting amounts to the side of that. But otherwise, you do want to list all these deliverables on the invoice too. It just makes things a lot easier if you need to refer back to it for your own sake. Total, and then your bank details. List your PayPal, list your Venmo, list your Cash App, list your Zelle, and list your bank info. That way, no matter which way they can pay you, they can access that invoice to find it. I just think it makes things so much easier. All right. Next, set up your contracts. Hopefully most of the brands that you're working with have a contract already, but if they don't, you are going to be prepared. And when you scroll down to the bottom, you have an influencer agreement right here. It's going to take you to a Canva template that says influencer agreement. Fill it out, download it, or if you're like me, I have a DocuSign, you can send it to the brand through a DocuSign and have them e-sign it. Then this is the UGC contract. So you're going to use template in a new design, and you are going to fill out your portion. But this one really lays it out. Honestly, this could be an influencer contract too. It's just really more specified to UGC. But it lays it out as you as an independent contractor, your exclusivity, canceling, all of it. And there's even an invoice at the end if you want to use this specific invoice for your UGC. So there's that. So you're fully loaded when it comes to contracts. All right, set up your pitch tracker. Honestly, this needs to be number one, because the first thing you need to do when you're running your business is start documenting who you want to pitch and who you have pitched, because you will want to follow up, and you're not going to be able to track all that stuff in your head. So you got to follow up, and we have built this outreach tracker so that there's a column for you to track if you did follow up. So you got a tab here for outreach. So these are all the people that you've reached out to, how you've reached out to them. If say you sent an email, you want to make sure you put a DM or email who you, the name of the person, the email, and then here you go, follow-up email and notes. But one of the things when you do start getting partnerships, that can feel like it gets out of control pretty quickly too. So we have a partnership tracker. So for your deliverables, because it's going to be like, oh yeah, who do I owe what to? So your due date of when those deliverables are due, what brand are you working with, what the product is. You can fill out your fee or rate, deliverables, what you're responsible for. Then thinking of who you want to work with. This is an awesome way to go to plan who you want to have potential partnerships with. And so it's like, it serves as like a brain dump, really. Like if you have fashion brands you want to work with, health and wellness, you can change these out. Obviously, if you don't work with fashion brands, but I think even outdoor people, there's REI. So when I say fashion, it's more of like just clothing, maybe accessories, that sort of thing. But you can absolutely, fill this out to what you need. Expand it if destinations is a bigger deal for you, but like brain dump all the things that you want, the brands that you want to reach out to and maybe just haven't done it yet. Okay, so you can use it for that. And then there's another section for PR, but for some reason it's not letting me do that. Okay, PR. PR is if you want to do outreach to like a television station, a magazine you want to write a blog article for, like anybody who is like media, digital print, or digital marketing, print, all that can be here. And I definitely think it's something that you guys should be thinking about. Let's make sure this isn't even spelled. Let's fix that real quick. But of everything, start with the tracker and start brain dumping who you want to work with. And then lastly, we're looking at your cold email template. So this is your pitch template. You're going to make a copy from Google Docs. And so this is your template, and it starts out with tourism boards. That's the first email pitch template. This does need to be modified. This does need to be personalized, but it gives you a place to start. And hopefully it shows you that you do have a short section about who you are, but then you go right into what month you're going to be there, what you want to do when you get there, and then your content ideas. So you're talking about the tourism board and how you can serve and making it really easy for them to know where to place you in their campaigns. And I mentioned this before, everything's seasonal. So like it's summertime. We have a couple influencers coming in for summer, but we're planning for fall and winter right now. Because summer kind of slows down even on a county level, even with a tourism level. So you want to make sure that you're pitching months in advance with ideas for the upcoming seasons or when you're going to be there. So hopefully you're not waiting last minute. So when they say, yes, I want to work with you, awesome. You're going to send the proposal to them. And here's a response template email that says, hey, attached is my proposal. I'm including my media kit too. So you have them all here in this thread. And then you kind of give some more insight into those packages and keep it short and sweet so they know exactly like, hey, I need to choose from one of these packages. And then hopefully they just go, hey, I want to choose package 3, and you guys can move on to the finalization of your contract. I even put in here some proposal package ideas. So this will give you some other ideas on how you want to put your proposal together. And then I have an email pitch template for brands. This is short and sweet again, and hopefully you're attaching your media kit with these pitch emails, or your online media kit so that it's easier for them to view your portfolio. But both types of pitch emails are in this document and can be easily personalized. So that's how this serves. All right, I think I went through all of it in under 20 minutes. That's pretty quick, but we need to switch this around because the first thing you want to do is get your pitch tracker set up. You want to make sure you're tracking everybody that you're pitching and then everybody you want to pitch. Secondly, get that cold email template, personalize it, make it your own, and start emailing and DM the brands and tours and boards that you want to work with as soon as possible. Set up your invoice by personalizing it with your logo and your branding so that it's ready to go. Have your contract. You really only need to pay attention to that probably once or twice because it is like plug and play. Whoever you get a deal with and doesn't have a contract for you, you can send that to them. And then your proposal. Go ahead and get your proposal branded and personalized so that when you get to the negotiation part, you can go ahead and get that to them within 12 to 24 hours. So all of this pre-work that you're doing is so that you can respond quickly and close the deal because time is everything in the negotiation process. And so these tools will streamline your business. They'll get you from that initial email to closing the deal. And so I just want to encourage you that if you have not set up these tools yet, this is the most important thing you can do for your business today. And if you need help with anything else with it, just let us know. We'll jump on a call with you. If for some reason you're getting hung up on the invoice or the proposal and you're like, what do I put into this proposal? What deliverables? That's a simple call. We can handle that. Or you can ask your fellow members, but quick access to us. You guys should have the link to schedule a coaching call with us. If you don't, let us, just send us a DM. But number one thing you can do for your business today is get this toolkit set up and personalized and branded to your brand. And we're here to help you do that if you run into any snags. Thank you guys, and we will